Hi, welcome back to my darkroom. In this video, I'm going to show you how I print RA-4 paper in the dark. You cannot do it with a safe light. It has to be done in complete darkness. And I'm going to be using my Intrepid enlarger with my 105 millimeter enlarging lens. I'm hearing a lot of talk on YouTube about the Intrepid enlarger not being capable of printing 6x9 negatives. Well, I'm happy to tell you it is capable of printing 6x9 negatives without having any heavy vignetting. So today I'll be printing some Fuji Pro 400H negatives that I shot with my modified Holga camera with the 50mm binocular lens. And the pictures have turned out very good. Quite impressive for a Holga camera. The colors are beautiful. The negative scans turned out very good with this camera. I'm going to be printing with Fujicolor Crystal Archive paper, and I'm going to start with a 5x7 inch print, and I'm not going to bother with any strips. I'm just going to use a whole sheet to figure out my density that I'm going to need. And after 4 or 5 prints, I've came to the conclusion I need to have 44 magenta and 44 yellow. I have the lens stopped down to f11, and I'm going to go with 8-second exposure. I'm going to be using my 16x20 Bessler paper development drum with 250 milliliters of developer, stop, and Blix. This drum is capable of printing 4x5 all the way up to 16x20, and after a quick 3-minute to 5-minute water rinse, we're going to stick this on the wall and we're going to decide whether we're going to go ahead with this 8-second exposure at f11. Alright, yeah, I like the 8-second exposure. That's what we're going to go for. And here's how we figure out how to change print size. So you measure the base of the negative, how far it goes out where the light shines, not the actual print size. And here's the equation. So if you want to screenshot this, pause this, or write this down. So we get a new measurement and our old measurement and divide it by each other. It equals 3.15 on this particular one, and we square the 3.15, we get 9.97, times that by 8 seconds, our old time, and that will equal 79.76 seconds on our exposure for the new time. So here I'm going to let it run for a little bit so that you can screenshot, write this down. Some very useful information. You'll be surprised how well it works. Alright, so we're gonna dial in for 79.5 because the Intrepid isn't capable of doing anything more precise than that. So here we go with our exposure. And here is my development procedure that I do, that I find it works out pretty well. You want to do quite a bit of rinsing to extend the life of your developer, and if you get in staining, you might want to follow this next step to not stain your paper from the developer carry over to the Blix. So here's the procedure. Do our first water rinse and dump the water in the toilet. That's okay. Chemicals, you wanted to dispose those properly. But this developer is highly reusable. I've been able to get about 16 8x10s with just 250 milliliters of developer, which is 4 times more than what they recommend. And at the end of this video, my chemistry is going to be exhausted because I'm going to do 2 16x20s, and I've already done a whole bunch of test strips and some 8x10s already, so equals about 16 8x10s of paper that I've already developed with this 250 milliliters. So one thing I forgot to mention is that when you set your enlarger, all you have to do is keep it at the original print size f-stop that you were using, and just rack up the enlarger all the way up, and that equation will help you figure out how many seconds of exposure you'll need for your new print size. You just have to make sure that you're using the same type of paper, like either the same batch, it doesn't matter, old batch, new batch, as long as it's the same exact type and brand of paper. So I made myself a base to set up 4 caster wheels to roll my drum. You can buy a uniroller or something that will spin it for you automatically, but to save money I did it this way and just turn it at a steady pace. Alright, here's the moment of truth. Let's see how this turned out, and voila. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm really happy how it turned out. Almost pretty much exactly how the old print was. There's a few little pieces of dust here and there, which I guess after 70 seconds dust is bound to fall. One of them spots was actually on his shirt, that last spot that I pointed out. Now we're gonna do a print of my dog, which I took with the same film, same day, same metering settings are going to be exactly the same, and we're going to see how this turns out. This will be my last print. Okay, let's see how this turned out. Kind of want to be careful when you're pulling them out. Don't want to bend or tug on them and end up ripping your precious print that you took all the time to print out. All right, that's pretty good. And yeah, this is the benefit of this technique, and also metering the same when you take the picture and having the same location, light, and everything. The print turned out pretty good. Color, everything was just spot on. Only thing that I can say is that he was panting and like fidgeting a lot, because it's kind of hard to take pictures of dogs because their movements are kind of jerky and quick. But overall, I'm very happy with this. I mean, it could have been a little sharper like the other print, but yeah, that's just what happens when you print with dogs or take pictures with dogs. They kind of don't want to stay 100% still for you. But yeah, this one turned out pretty good. I'm very happy with this one. And yeah, it's a good technique. And if you notice on that right hand corner there was a stain on that paper, that's where I started printing with more water. But there we go, we're gonna hang this on the wall and enjoy this for years to come. Thanks for watching, guys. If you liked this or got anything out of this, please like and subscribe.